All of us love Studio Ghibli movies for a variety of reasons. We love it for its simplicity, for the romanticization of the most mundane tasks, for the depth of emotions that the characters showcase, for its beautiful artistic style and how unique it is, because each and every single scene of the movies is hand drawn, which makes it so much more special. We love its atmosphere, we love its vibes, we just love everything about it. And today I have a list of books with me which remind me a lot of Studio Ghibli movies, and they have the exact same vibes and atmosphere as those. So I'm going to share this list with you, and I hope you read them and enjoy them as well. I actually had made a reel recommending these books, but I only had 6 books in that reel. I have 6 more now, so yeah, more vibes to get lost into. The first book is Daughter of the Moon Goddess. This book reminded me a lot of Studio Ghibli. Like, the only thing that I could imagine in my mind was Studio Ghibli scenes and how it would make such a good movie. This book is about Jinyin. I'm sorry if I'm butchering the name, but every single name in this book is Chinese and I don't speak Chinese, so I just cannot do anything about it. But the main character, Jinyin, the main character Jinyin, she is the daughter of the moon goddess, and she finds this when she turns 16 or 17 years old, and she realizes that her mother is supposed to be in exile. So basically her whole existence is a threat to her mother and herself as well. So she escapes the moon and she goes to this immortal realm or immortal planet or something, and she builds this whole new identity in the hopes of rescuing her mother one day. I loved this book a lot. It was engaging, it was fast paced and interesting, and the main character was so normal. Like, what we see in a lot of other young adult books is that they already know everything. Like, the first day the main character, suppose, shoots an arrow, she realizes that, oh, I have never done this, but I'm really good at it. But in this book, our main character, she doesn't know anything from day one. She learns it. She goes day after day practicing, and then she becomes the best archer after a long period of time. She becomes the best in the army after a long period of time. And that is just so normal and human. It made me really fall in love with the character. She just wanted to become the best in whatever she did, and the way she did it was by practice. And that is the most realist way that a person can become best at anything. And I loved following her in her little adventures in wanting to rescue her mother. And whatever happened in this book, whatever romance happened or any other stuff, her only focus throughout the whole book was to rescue her mother, and I loved her for that. I just loved her for not getting off her path and just following the thing that she wanted the most. This book was amazing. It was beautifully written, and it reminded me through and through of a Studio Ghibli movie. Like, I could literally see this movie being adapted into an animated one, and I just know that it would be a really beautiful movie because the book itself was so beautifully described that I can really imagine it all in a Studio Ghibli atmosphere. Next is Normal People. Now, even though this book contains a lot of sexual content, I still think that it would make a really good Studio Ghibli movie because of the movie Whisper of the Heart. I watched that movie and immediately thought of Normal People because of how similar both these movie and book were. The movie was about Shizuku or Shizuka, I don't remember. It was about this main character who loved books, and she found out that each and every single book that she had borrowed from the library was borrowed by someone else as well, and she gets fascinated, she gets infatuated by this guy who borrowed every single book before her, and eventually they meet, eventually they talk, and Shizuku or Shizuka, whatever her name is, she realizes that this guy has already found a purpose in his life and she is sitting here purposeless. So throughout the movie we just see her being really sad about finding this friend, losing this friend, and just wanting to find something meaningful in her life. And this hopelessness, this feeling of being lost was exactly represented in Normal People. So I think this book would make a really good Ghibli movie minus the sexual content. So if I had to choose a book that could play out the sequel of Whisper of the Heart, then I would choose this book. Next is A Psalm for the Wild Built and A Prayer for the Crowned Shy. These are part of a duology, so you can either read them together or you can read them as standalones. It is completely fine, but you need to read the first part to read the second part. This is about Dex, a tea monk who feels really happy with their job. They feel really happy with their life and how it turned out to be, but they still feel unsatisfied when they wake up every single day. One day they decide to take a break by visiting a place, and on their way there they find this robot called Moscap, and together they have these really beautiful and philosophical conversations about what is the meaning of life, what do humans actually need, and what purpose do humans have to lead their life, and do humans actually even need a purpose in order to just live and exist. And both these books are so Ghibli coded. Like, if I had to choose only one book to represent Studio Ghibli movie, it would be these books. Well, there are two books, but for me, these two are one. I think these books adapted into a movie would be a really good idea for non-readers or for people who haven't really gotten around to reading these books, so that they can enjoy these books, enjoy the messages through the movies rather than through the books. So yeah, next Studio Ghibli movie recommendation from me to you. Alice's Adventures in Wonderland. The only reason that I'm recommending this is because I want to see it adapted into a Studio Ghibli movie. It is filled with wonder, filled with fantasy, filled with so many weird and interesting characters that I think it would make a really good Studio Ghibli movie. Next is Piranesi. This is about Piranesi, who lives in this labyrinth of a house which is filled with halls and corridors and statues, lots and lots of statues. He lives there completely alone and is quite happy with his life. He finds this world wonderful and beautiful, and he just escapes into different halls and just enjoys whatever he finds. He's a very simple man living a very simple life until one day this message appears of another person existing in a world, another world existing out there, and that just turns his whole life around. It is confusing but really beautiful. It is filled with these beautiful sceneries, filled with this beautiful atmosphere, and I think this would actually turn out to be a really good Studio Ghibli movie. I don't actually know if this book could be adapted into a movie at all unless it is animated, because animation I think would just open up to a lot of imagination, while a proper movie I don't think could do that. So if I have to see an animated version of this book, I would choose Studio Ghibli to do that. Next is The Starless Sea. If I have to choose a book that I don't think could ever be adapted into a movie, it would be this book. Like, this is just unadaptable. I don't know the word, unadaptable. But if I trust someone to turn this book into a movie, it would be Studio Ghibli, because I just know that they would have a really fun time and a really joyous time just hand drawing each and every single scene from this book into paper, into moving pictures. Like, this book is so magical and so beautiful. It is about Zachary, who one day finds this mysterious book in this library, and he finds out that the book actually contains a story from his childhood. So he sets out to find this mysterious library that is also mentioned in the book, and it is about his adventures trying to find the harbor, trying to find this mysterious Starless Sea and the library, and it is just filled with books and magic and just so many books and libraries and just books in general. It is a love letter to readers, to books, to everything magic, and I adore this book a lot. I have 2 tattoos dedicated to this book. That is how much I love this book. And if I have to see this book adapted into a movie, it would be by Studio Ghibli, because I just know that they would do this book justice. Next is Before the Coffee Gets Cold. This is about this unique cafe which allows the customers to visit a moment from their past, but they cannot change the past, they cannot change their seats, like they cannot get up from their seats, and they have to finish their conversation, finish their moment by the time the coffee gets cold, and they have to return back. So it is a very pointless thing to do, to go back in past when you cannot even change it. But the moments that these characters experience by going to the past, changed them as a person, and all of these moments were so heartfelt, so beautiful, so heartbreaking at the same time. Even though the point does not make sense, the point of going back to the past does not make sense, the point of these characters needing that solace, needing that moment to clear their heart, that makes a lot of sense. And when I read this book, I hadn't actually seen any Studio Ghibli movies, but now that I think about it, a lot of the atmosphere, a lot of the plot points remind me a lot of Ghibli movies, and I think this would make a really good Ghibli movie. Next is Legends and Lattes. This is about our main character who moves to this new town and she decides to open up a cafe, a coffee shop. But the thing is, no one in this town knows what coffee is. They have never heard of it, they have never tasted it. So it is a completely brand new thing. And throughout this book, nothing actually happens. We just follow our main character making coffee, introducing people to coffee, and deciding what new food items or what new coffee varieties she should introduce in her menu. That's all that happens, but that is what we really love about Studio Ghibli movies, right? We love the coziness, we love the calmness, the simplicity, and this book represents all of that. So if you are a fan of no plot, just vibes kind of scene with the Studio Ghibli movies, you should read this book. Next is The Binding. In this book, our main character has had some sort of accident and he cannot remember anything from his near past. He has no recollection of his memories at all, and one day this invitation or this job offer from a binder comes to him, and people don't like binders in this book. They don't like novels, they don't like books in this book. So for him it is kind of shameful to accept a job from the binder, but he doesn't have any other choice because he is having the severe pain in his body and his mind, which can only be cured by the binder. So he accepts the job, he goes to the binder as an apprentice, and we follow his journey in trying to figure out what really happened to him that made him erase all his memories from the near past. And a lot of people actually said that this book reminded them a lot of Studio Ghibli movie, and when I read it, the first half had exactly that same sort of vibes because it was just them binding one book after the another. It was them talking about these beautiful sceneries, beautiful landscapes where they lived, and I could definitely see a Ghibli movie in my mind. The second half, I'm not so sure. Does it remind me of a Studio Ghibli movie? No, but I think it could be made if possible. At least the first half definitely could fit into a Ghibli movie category. Even though I don't fully agree that this is a Studio Ghibli movie, I could definitely get the idea of how others do, so I would include this book in this list. Next is The Enchanted Sonata. This is about our main character who receives this nutcracker one day, and then she is transported to the world of the nutcracker, and it is basically a retelling of the Nutcracker and the Pied Piper. So if you like winter, if you like children's books and children's stories, and you want to get lost in the wonder of a child, that childlike innocence, this book is for you. Next is Sorcery of Thorns. I actually DNF'd this book because I found it to be a little bit immature. Like, the main character was really immature and I just could not cope up with her, so I DNF'd this book. But I can see this movie being adapted into a Ghibli movie, and if it were someday in the future, I would definitely watch that, even if I did not like the book. Like, I can definitely see myself watching this book as a movie rather than reading this book as a book. The last book is The Spell Shop. This is on my TBR, so I technically haven't read it, but I did buy this because it reminded me a lot of Studio Ghibli movie, like The Blur did, especially this one line which says, from award-winning author Sarah Beth Durst, The Spell Shop is a cottagecore cozy fantasy following a woman's unexpected journey through the low-stakes market of illegal spell selling and the high-risk business of starting over. Readers are in their cottagecore era. So this line kind of convinced me to read it, and it also kind of reminded me of a Ghibli movie, of the characters in a Ghibli movie. So I bought it. I haven't read it, but I am really hoping that I do end up liking it because it is a cozy fantasy and I am in need of some cozy fantasy. I am currently reading The Starving Saints, and that book is unhinged. It is crazy. It is draining my energy a little bit, so I need to read something cozy, and I'm thinking of picking up this book. If you have read it, comment down below if you liked it or not, because that would help me to, get into the mood to reading this book. But these were my recommendations for all the Ghibli lovers out there. If you like Ghibli movies, if you like it for all the reasons that I mentioned in the beginning, read these books, because they would get you in that exact same feeling, in that exact same atmosphere as a Ghibli movie. And I just think that these books represent Ghibli in the most perfect way. I hope you like these recommendations. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.